Hello, my name is Guillermo Marin, and in this video I'm doing a reflection on the tasks to A, to B, and to C. I found the self-assessment very useful in the purpose of doing an evaluation that is not naive, but digs deeper into many issues in my class, more than I would ever thought of. By going through all the elements of the self-assessment, I discovered some areas in which I feel weak and some areas in which I feel strong. I feel strong in areas such as rubrics, tracking progress, examining errors in reasoning, engaging students in complex cognitive tasks and providing for them, previewing strategies, revising knowledge, increasing response rates, using academic games, establishing rules and procedures and acknowledging adherence to them, and using behaviors to indicate affection. But there are more elements in which I feel weak than those in which I feel strong. So I chose the ones I felt I need to address now because scores were very low and because those could work as foundations for improving the other ones. First, I chose chunking content because I think that students' engagement goes hand by hand with their understanding on the goal of the subject and the path to follow for reaching it. Then I chose elaborating on information because it demands from me a clear understanding on the topics, connections between them, and I could demand students to go deeper in knowledge and applications. Last, I chose presenting unusual information because this is an issue that I never thought of before making this assessment. I found it very interesting and it could be kind of engaging for reluctant students. So I created a plan to follow. After collecting, organizing, and summarizing information collected in the press survey, my plan followed some steps. 1. Change the way content is presented at the beginning of a school year. It should be very friendly, clear, and visually attractive. That's the one that you can see on my right, behind me. 2. This new way of presenting content should include what set of activities is expected from students, when it is expected in terms of students elaborating on information, and what topic is each activity focused on. 3. Displaying a chart with all activities expected for students to keep track of content studied compared to their work. That's the one that you can see behind me on my left. 4. Looking for unusual information that could be related to one or more topics that will be addressed in 2 weeks. 5. Presenting this unusual content to students in class. And 6. Use the same survey in which students can give their opinion again, so I can track changes on students' perceptions related to the areas chosen. Why did I come up with these ideas? As I mentioned before, I created a pre-survey. This survey contains 7 questions. 3 of them related to chunking content, 3 of them related to elaborating on information, and the last one related to presenting unusual information. Students took the survey from which I obtained this information. In chunking content, I found the average mean of the first 3 questions, which is 3.63, with the average of the standard deviations of those questions, which is 0.89. On elaborating on information, I found the average mean of the next 3 questions, which is 4.11, and the average standard deviation for those questions was 0.79. And the last question, presenting unusual information, the mean was 3.32, and the standard deviation was 0.92. How do I interpret that? Related to chunking content, I perceive that mean shows that students do not feel that the new content is comprehensible enough. So maybe a list of activities or topics is not an adequate way of presenting content to this generation of high school students. Nevertheless, standard deviation shows that the expression is high, so I understand that several students find content clear enough, but also several students find it not clear enough. So I should be working on different ways to present content that could engage most of the students. Related to elaborating on information, the mean value on this area could indicate that the methodology implemented in class is pointed quite accurately on developing higher thinking skills when solving problems. Also, the value of standard deviation indicates that this is an area in which students agree more than in chunking content. Related to presenting unusual information, this area shows a mean with very low value compared to the other ones. It looks like students cannot find or teacher is not very effective in showing connections between unusual facts and the topics of the class. It also shows the highest value of a standard deviation, which indicates that the low level of connection between unusual information and topics, even though it's low, is not very precise anyway. Thank you.